Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a tier 10 game in my gearing on Shatter. Going over the matchmaking, double Des Moines and Cleveland round out the radar threats, and then have a destroyer division on the enemy team with Grozovoy and double Kaba. What I'm gonna do on this game, I'm gonna pause this right here, and I'm gonna talk about Shatter. Shatter is another map where I see misplays frequently, but I see more missed opportunities or people doing kind of dumb things, and I'm gonna discuss them a little bit. Uh, ACAP is pretty straightforward. Uh, this is pretty much the cruiser islands on on the A side. DDs, this island here is solid cover for DDs both ways. Uh, if you have a lot of destroyers in the game, sometimes kiting to this island in here gives you some good opportunities to get torps in through here and work on denying things. But if you're a low DD match like this, uh, I feel that the outside island is better because your team most likely is going to go to the outside, and you don't want to get isolated from your team because there's a high probability you can get cut off and killed. BCAP BCAP is always interesting to cap just due to its nature. The systematic way to take B, um, it's just like peeling an onion. You get um, not so much peeling an onion. That's a bad analogy. More like pieing corners. If you're familiar with clearing houses, um, getting a friendly ship in these situations, and you start being able to chip away wherever the enemy's at and force them out, and then you can cap just behind these little pieces of cover here and there on B cap. C cap is completely different than the other two caps. In my opinion, a destroyer should not go into C cap. C cap is to be capped by ideally friendly cruisers, because that cruiser can come up here, and if the destroyer goes wide, the destroyer spotting all the enemy in here, and the cruisers are able to just stealth fire right over the island. They're contesting caps and dealing damage at the same time, whereas a destroyer, if he's there, he's most likely uh, just parked behind an island. He's not contributing any spotting for the team, and if he goes to launch torpedoes, he's got to kind of poke a dangerous angle, usually here, but sometimes in here, where he can either get radared, hydroed, or just walk into enemy torps that were launched. Um, so not really a fan of a destroyer actually capping C. I feel that it's better to, swing wide, and that's what you're going to see this map. Um, I'm telling my team in chat right now what I'm doing, because some players may not understand this play that about swinging wide. A destroyer swinging wide, you're able to, you know, torp right across the back of the cap, and anything that's trying to contest cap there, it's gonna be hard for them, because you're gonna have battleships that are gonna push out here, so they're gonna want to angle this way, and you're gonna see my torpedoes start coming in at basically crossfire angles, and you know, guys are just gonna get wrecked. I'm looking to see what my Shimakaze is doing. I hadn't seen him move on the mini map, and now I kind of wish I didn't look. Uh, but c'est la vie. At this point, I'm considering myself the only destroyer on this flank, and that's how I'm gonna play it. I'm pushing up here, and because I'm considering myself the only destroyer, I'm not going to push aggressive through here. Uh, this side can get you some early spots, some early torpedoes off, but if you get detected in here by an enemy DD or radar or something, this island will prevent you from running and you will take significant damage. So at this point, I'm just going to drop some Make-A-Wishes out here. It's going to take me a minute to get in where I actually want to be. And during that time, why not have torpedoes in the water? Maybe I get lucky and clip something trying to go into CCAP or not. There's really no downside other than it hurts your torpedo hit rate, but you know, who cares about stats? I see my Tirpitz pushing up aggressively, and a low-tier battleship pushing like that, you know, not really a good move. I see the Des Moines pops up. This battle is actually going to be interesting in the standpoint that we get two Des Moines that actually push right down into here, and it's not punished nearly as hard as it should. But it's gonna be an interesting play to see how this kind of works out. At this point, you see that I'm starting to push up into my position that I want, and this is where RPF comes in handy. RPF would have picked that guy up, and it wouldn't have been nearly this close. I basically just slam on the brakes. I'm ready to smoke. I see the Zal is already turning out because he's spotted. He's no idea that I was right there. So I don't want to turn out because a Zal player may launch torps when he's detected like that. So I'm just going to try to stay angled and you know, keep the Zal spotted. I've got torps back in on the backside of Cap. Don't know if it's gonna, you know, hit the Des Moines, but looks like the Tirpitz is in a position where he might be something that can get hit. And at this point, you know, the Des Moines pops up, and I realize what's going on, that they've actually pushed all the way through, and that's going to create an issue. I mean, a Des Moines versus Cleveland, you know, that's nasty. So what I need is I need my battleships to really start focusing these Des Moines. That Montana should overmatch it, overmatch the Des Moines bow, and should really be able to punish that move. Couple Tirpitz on the Tirpitz. At this point, I'm not really looking so much at the Tirpitz. At this point, I zoom in mainly for cosmetics. You know, hey, look, torpedo hits, guys. But I'm watching this Zal, because if he turns in and rushes, as slow as gearing is, I could be in trouble here. So I'm trying to play safe here, play around this Zal. And I see this Zal box himself in. He's pushing himself into the map border. He's farming the hell out of my battleships. And I'm just going to go ahead and take a cheeky little shot with this. I'm lining it up, and I think hitting the map border is going to slow him down. That's why I dropped short. Because I'm predicting that the map border will stall him out, and by the time he picks up speed, that's why I launch a little further out. I'm predicting he's not going to stay on the border. He's already starting to come off it. But where things go wrong is this Zal is going to eat the first set of torps, and then the second set of torps, that's going to that's just going to miss because he's already going to be turning. At this point, my next target is this battleship here. You see the Zao turning. He's able to make that turn. I don't know if he popped hydro or what. But this Republic, I'm pushing up. He's healthy. He's in a pretty good position, and you know, my Tirpitz is almost dead. My Montana, he's getting crossfired by the Zao, and the Republic. I don't think he's gonna be here that long, and that's why it's important for me to try to take this guy out the best I can. This is really where the fast torpedo reload rates come in. Is, you know, every time I launched, I've been launching pretty much on the timer as they come up. And I mean, with this build, I believe my torp reload's 104 seconds. So, you know, that's a lot of torpedoes that can come out of this thing, and most games you can't actually take advantage of that kind of DPM. In this game, you know, I've been able to. This Republic he just keeps backing up. I launched one set of torps there, and as soon as I launch these torps, he starts accelerating. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some hits with the first one, so I'm already slowing down. He eats one, gets to flooding, and I just go ahead and start smoking, and it's just pretty much get as much damage as I can on this guy, because my Montana is gonna die soon. I need to help him out. Trying to get after the fires. AP will work just as well in this instance, although AP you want to be shooting the superstructure for the most part. At this range, it's a little more spotty hitting the bow and the stern. You want to be a little more closer because of the plunging angle on the AP. It's got a tendency to bounce off the hull. I'm trying to get a second fire right now, and the Republic's doing a good job juking, so it's making it a little hard to land the shots consistently. Finally, there's the second fire, and at this HP, you know, I'm just going for, just trying to finish him off with AP as quick as I can. Unfortunately, my Montana is gonna die. This Zao, or not Zao, this Des Moines pushed a corner, and Montana did what Montana things do on US cruisers. It just erased him. It was a really good play by this Montana. He got a lot out of his ship with his trades. At this point, I'm just going to launch some Make-A-Wish torpedoes on this Yamato. I see him slowing down. I'm just going to go ahead and throw them out there. Maybe they hit, maybe they don't. Honestly, it doesn't matter, because when I get where I'm going, I'm going to have torpedoes pretty soon anyway. Complimenting the Montana. When you see guys make good plays, give them the compliment. They earned it. So I'm pushing in, and I'm taking a look at the mini-map. We're going to pick up B-Cap with our Hindenburg. Hindenburg obviously is coming this way, so what I want to do, I'm going to just get in to see. I'm expecting this Zao somewhere in here, and he just stepped on C-Cap, and I just want to get in there and contest. I mean, there's not really anything left on my flank. I know this Zao's pretty beat up, and I want to help my Hindenburg deal with this Zao. I see the spotter plane pop up, so I'm going to ping the map and just make sure that my Hindenburg knows, hey, there's a Zao right there in front of you. and I'm gonna get safe. You know, spotter plane detects me and I'm in the open. That Zao can do a lot of damage to me. Checking on the torpedoes, they didn't hit anything. So Zao pops up, and you know, Hindenburg takes some shots. Zao's turning out. At this point, I'm not really seen. That spotter plane would have detected me. I basically took a gamble that the Hindenburg was gonna shoot it down, and luck paid off. So what I want to try to do here is, we're capping at this point. I think that this Zao might have ran. So I want to come up here and I want to just take a peek. I don't really want to bump into this guy inside my detection range. I see torps. That's making me think that, you know, he basically turned out, threw torps back, and he's back on the cap right now. So I'm thinking that he didn't actually turn all the way south, that he basically just came outside of cap, torped, and then backed in. So I'm starting to push up here because my Hindenburg's pushing, and this is just bad. The Zao's, you know, he's danger close to me. Zao things, you know. I'm staying angled, trying to limit the amount of shots that he gets. He actually had triple fires on me, so you know, that's a repair thing. I'm just shooting AP. He's giving me a lot of broadside. He gets another pen, or another fire on me, excuse me. And I'm still just shooting. I mean, the further he gets away from me, the harder I'm gonna be to hit. Just because, you know, range, dispersion. That shot lands in front of me, and I'm just gonna get safe. I'm just gonna keep this smoke in between me and this Zao. My Hindenburg came around the corner. Kind of my distraction worked, where the Hindenburg got a good volley off with the Zao not looking, and you know, this guy's going down. Yeah, I lost a lot of HP on that trade, but really this is the only ship that can fight me. The battleships, you know, they're whatever. They're much easier for me to deal with than a Zao. So I shoot the island a few times, let it know that I'm not happy with it being there blocking my shots, and then I'm gonna just go to B cap. Yeah, when we're coming through here, this area right in here is a good spot to contest B, because you're shielded from here, and here often has a hard time getting a good line of fire on you. It's actually, the enemy really needs to be there to clear out that space, this little pocket right here. Just barely dip your stern in there and you're pretty solid. This game, honestly, not a lot of spotting damage because I wrecked the Tirpitz, and I think that was a Republic back here. My friendlies weren't in a spot to shoot him while I was spotting him, and their Des Moines pushed right in here. So this one didn't really show the spotting dynamic, but you could see how it kind of worked from the standpoint as I played. Things opened up. My Hindenburg's YOLOing. He gets his torps off, and believe he gets one of these battleships. Yep, got the Kerr first. And I'm just taking a peek at this Yamato. Looking to kind of see what he's doing. He's turning in. I'm just launching some torps if he, slows up or turns or whatever. He's got torps incoming. I see that he eats a torp, so his guns aren't on me. So I scoot up closer to this island and I just start shooting him. This is more greedy damage farming than anything. If I get in trouble, I've got smoke and I've got cover that I can get into quick. But this is just me, trying to add what little bit to my stats that I can. I get lit on fire, and I repair it. No reason not to. I'm not gonna have shots on the Yamato. No reason to lose unnecessary HP, and that's game. Gonna go ahead and take a look at things. The 163 hits, the 71 non-pens. That's on the Republic juking his shots. Most of my damage is all battleship farming, so not a lot of XP. I didn't come across any DDs to fight, that kind of thing. Had a few guys in here that did really good, so bunch of compliments going out in this game. Looking at the detailed report, like I said, just a lot of battleship damage, like maybe 35-40% on the Zhao. All in all, solid damage, and it's one of those things, I'll take it. But nothing special. But anyway, the intent of this wasn't to talk about damage. The intent of this video was to talk about different ways to play this map, at least in my opinion. Hope you guys, found something interesting about it. Maybe you found something new. I don't know. If you disagree and you like to play it a different way, by all means, let's have a discussion about it. Post how you play it in the comments section, because there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, and this isn't the only way that I'm presenting. This is just better options than I see in random battles most of the time. So, hope you guys are having a good night. I will catch you on the next one.